How's it going, Rackle viewers? Grimgay right back into it with another session of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and this glorious homebrew, the Esterisle's Cartography Guild with the Avarice crew. We're still in the dungeon in the Obsidian Isles. We haven't even touched the other major plot point of this area either. We keep getting sidetracked by other things, like, oh, hey, look, there's a random mind flayer in here. Hey, look, the mind flayer wants us to close the thing we just opened. You know what? We're gonna go close the thing we just opened because mind flayer's mind flayer. And last I checked, we were not a good level to be fighting mind flayers. At all. Even an old one that hasn't eaten in a while. That's just some bad time right there. I mean, my other group doing frickin' Dungeon of the Mad Mage, we just found mind flayers and found out that after escaping their fantasy matrix thing, oh, you're also on the 19th floor of this dungeon. It's like, hey, you know what? We want to leave now. We don't want to be here. Like, at all. We want to go. We want to leave. Mind flayers are scary in Dungeons and Dragons. They really are. And I'm really interested to see how Baldur's Gate 3 handles that, because a lot of the plot for that is revolving around the fact that you were a Mind Flayer captive, you had one of their little offspring implanted in you, and a few other characters. And one of the main things about the story for that is you're trying to find a cure. And that's just what's been revealed. God knows what's actually left to be found. That's just what the developers have told us, and what we've seen from the trailers. It's insane. I'm really looking forward to that game. I really wish it would hurry up and it would announce a release date, because I want that game. I love the fact that they're making it for 5th edition specifically, kind of, for the mechanics and all that. I love what the team has done with Divinity Original Sin to begin with, and all the weird nuances you could do in those games. I am really looking forward to it. My only major nicks about that game is that I hear that it's only going up to level 10 character-wise, which makes me kind of sad, but at the same time it kind of makes sense, because at that point most modules from Wizard of the Coast, that's about where they end. I mean, Curse of Strahd, we ended at level 9. So, kind of a kick in the butt there, but I'm still looking forward to it. I like the Baldur's Gate series, and I'm really happy to see it get some love again in this new age of high-definition graphics and storytelling. Anyway, I am still rambling because no one else is in the Discord currently, which makes me a very, very sad panda. I am having the weirdest pop-ups on my browser for Roll20. That is strange. What else can I ramble on about? I mean, Baldur's Gate is great. Cyberpunk looks amazing, and a lot of the fear that they had about the microtransactions thing is thankfully gone now, because they've come out and said, it's like, no, there's no microtransactions. We had to put that label on because of the downloadable content that you'll have to buy, and it has to be as part of that label. It's like, okay, cool. Because frankly, we're scared you're going to go the route of EA, and we're going to hate you for life. Don't do that, CD Projekt Red. I like you as a company, more often than not. More so than Naughty Dog. I can't wait for Last of Us Part 2 to release, so I can see everyone's reaction to the full release game. Because I've seen the leaks, I've seen the footage, I've seen all the bad things that people are worried about when it comes to that game, and I too am worried about it, but I'm at least hesitant enough to say, I'm going to wait till the game actually launches. Who knows? Maybe it'll surprise me, and this is like a way early build, and someone thankfully walked in and went, hey, that's a bad idea. You don't want to do that. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea. It makes no sense in the story. It makes no sense for this entire idea. Ugh. But all lives matter. Yada, yada, yada. Ugh. Frickin' deep woke side BS. There's still no one in the Discord, by the way. What else can I talk about then? Really digging the Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough. Really am. I love how it's tickling my childhood in all the right places. That sounds dirty. I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube of all places. Ooh. But no, it's an amazing game, and for my first genuine jump onto the PS4 platform for a YouTube series, I'm really happy I waited and picked that one. It's amazing. If you're a Final Fantasy VII fan from the start, you will appreciate the crap out of this. I'm kind of curious of how they're going to wrap up the end, though, since it's supposed to end after you get out of Midgar, which also has me a little nervous, but I still hear nothing but good things about it. Like, it's still a full-fledged game. It just ends at a really weird point from the original. I'm kind of wondering how they plan on doing the rest of it. Like, are they going to do it like DLC? Are they going to have like full-fledged freaking game discs I have to go out and buy too? Like, I that's the part that worries me about that. I mean, I'm still enjoying the experience. I am pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it even after I've beaten it and going back to it and playing through it again, but who knows? Okay, what the hell? We're 3 minutes out from game time, still no one's here. The hell, everybody? Go ahead, turn that music down. Sorry for those that might not have heard a lot of my rambling there. I really like this track, and I like using it for where we're at, but my god, does it jump over the place when it comes to the audio. For those curious of what the audio is currently, that would be the Trail of Blood from the Final Fantasy VII original soundtrack, which turns out is close enough to royalty-free where it's basically royalty-free. Who would have figured? Game music is royalty-free, or at least basically marked free or fair use right out of the gate because it's a game soundtrack. And God knows I love it. Can't wait to see what happens when I get slapped with all the copyright claims because someone at Square Enix changed their minds. Oh look, people in the Discord. Let's go join them. My throat gives out.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
You know, it's not every day that Nathan's first.
I was just sitting there rambling until someone else joined the Discord. Like, I've been recording for like the last 8 minutes.
Well, I feel like that's on you, brother.
No one else was here.
Nathan's on top of it today, dude.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what you mean?
It's too early for this.
Hello there.
Hey.
Hello.
How's everyone going?
I live.
Pretty good. Only been awake for about 4 hours. That's pretty sweet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Michael.
Aha!
To be fair, I've been staying up late to see if I can see catch Winry out there at like 3 o'clock. Yeah.
You just need to get like a raccoon trap for her.
I mean, I saw her the other day. She was she was just sniffing around.
Yeah.
When we got out, I take it?
Yeah, like 5 days ago.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I saw her just 2 days ago, sniffing around. So we know she's doing good, and she's been eating some wet food I've been putting out, but
Michael puts out.
sometimes.
A lot of times to come in on that conversation.
Perfect time.
I've misplaced my webcam.
The only time.
I think Michael took it.
I didn't take it.
No, he would put out if he took it.
I mean,
I've already.
Tyler and I are the only ones who know.
What?
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much Michael puts out.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I just now put together what you were saying. I was just confused.
I'm still confused.
In
I'm
that case,
not-
I disagree with you.
He puts out a new session every week, and they're all great.
Yeah,
You finally,
Almost.
You don't have
Almost.
to lie to me like that. They're not all great.
you finally changed the Roll20 title icon. Thank God, you fucking bad DM.
I'm sorry.
that was like a week ago.
It was
A
like.
week ago? I wasn't here a week ago. What the fuck?
Yes, you were.
Whoa.
I don't speak uwu.
Oh, you exclusively speak in uwus and awus.
Weeaboo.
Uwu were you to say?
Stop.
God.
Nope.
It feels like Scratches is back.
No, that is not.
Nathan is
okay.
probably one of the uwuinest people I've ever Map.
I believe.
I thought
Okay.
the term was uwooniest.
That's because that's pretty good.
Let's
That's
not
my
make
buddy
that a term.
Joe. He did that to me.
Who's Joe?
You'll never meet him, and that's probably for the best.
Dennis, is that just a
Joe
giant?
Mama.
Is that just a
Thanks,
giant
Dale.
jar of cheese balls?
Yeah, dude. He's living his best life.
No,
I
it's
cannot-
dinner.
I
Dennis.
cannot- I cannot confirm nor deny these accusations of giant jar of cheese balls.
Oh, look, it's the big slag. Hello, big slag.
Excuse me?
It literally takes you 2 hands to move it
Oh.
across your desk. It's a pretty big jar. That's still a pretty big jar, dude.
It's big enough.
I've seen bigger.
That's what they both said.
Oh!
I feel like today's going off to a weird start, and I'm all about it.
Of course, of course.
I definitely picked the wrong music for this intro.
Things get weird when you spend like 36 hours in a dungeon.
I mean,
He's right, you know.
I got
Oh,
four
where did we
spell slots.
leave off? Oh, we left off at the books! The book place!
Oh, shit, the book place. That's right. Oh,
Yes, after
Back in
solving the issue of making the goblin go high.
Yeah, let's
I-
make him high.
It's a shame the elevator was sorry, the the shiny didn't lead anywhere.
fuck the elves. We got books now.
It's true. The real treasure was the books we found along the way.
the knowledge we've learned along the way.
Ah, yes.
We're always learning that life has consequences.
Oh, really? Now?
Oh, you'll get there.
I can't wait till you come back down, not a goblin. They're confused, and we have to
30
explain to
sessions
them.
from now. 30 sessions from now, you guys are gonna have a hard time dealing with your consequences.
So we're all in agreement that Leora did not put on goblin face, but she just used her changeling powers.
Yes, that is my headcanon.
I
Makes
think
sense.
that counts, to be honest.
Wait, we all know she's a changeling, or out of character we know?
Neither.
None of the above.
I take that as a yes.
Many of you just assume that she's a changeling, even though. Anyway,
See, I'm
Isn't
pretty
it
sure it's
something-
Liliana.
Is it the assumption if there's evidence?
I don't think any of us are changelings.
We're all
They're all
changelings.
it's any or all. It's
Evidence-
none or all
no.
for sure.
Evidence only matters. Evidence only matters if you're trying to have a good face about the crime you're punishing for. You don't need
People,
evidence.
I
You just want to
suspect.
punish a crime for.
Leora can have any face about a crime she's being punished for because she's a changeling.
Excuse me? Look, just give me an hour and I can kind of look like most people.
Just fucking slow ass changeling.
Yeah, I got a pill for that.
Excuse me? You're not wrong about it being a weird start, dude. In any case, now that everyone's here, we can go back into the dungeon. Hello. So, last time, I'm just going to completely tell you, I don't really remember all that happened. But, oh, you know what? I do remember all that happened. You guys went into the weird skeleton bone hallway, fought a bunch of weird ghost creatures before deciding just to continue on anyway, despite most of you being mostly dead. Some of you being mostly dead.
That's us.
Eventually finding some sort of weird tentacle-faced monster awaiting you, speaking to your heads, telling you basically to re-trap his food, and he'll let you live, basically. Before also giving you access down into a lower floor that he said eventually led to a library. It's like, you know, he said down the stairs, and eventually you'll find an elevator. Take that up, and you'll get to a library eventually. Following that path, you eventually found a small encampment of goblins who, after who knows how long of eating nothing but these strange mushrooms, have gone completely insane, losing most of their ability to speak, and also increasing their humor stat up to the
Infinity.
maximum allowed.
Yep.
Luckily, you have someone that can literally just do anything with metal that he feels like, and we're able to fix the elevator, and as a result, get to this level of the dungeon where you guys found a sigil that apparently had controlled some skeletons that were shooting at you. Some sort of giant frost lizard thing that ate fire that you appeased, and a giant tomb where Q got a new hammer. In any case, we ended last session right as you guys entered this massive library, most of which the books were on an island about 40 feet out, and about pretty much separated from you guys by a 300-400 foot drop.
There's like a chasm.
There is no floor.
What? This is new.
Sorry, I might not have described it very well, but let me read. Along the walls on either side are bookshelves, and in between, on an island surrounded by the massive abyss below, where you see nothing but the darkness aside from the magma that flows from the mountain above, one of the largest collections of books you've ever seen. So most of the library is on this little island here, in the middle of the darkness.
Well, it's not a kick in the dick.
Well, time to fasten a tightrope.
You have so much to live for.
That's not what they need it for. Also, I don't see how this is going to work depending on how many books are there. I imagine a lot.
Well, we're not going to get all of them, but if you would give me a few minutes to peruse the selection, I could find that was sticks out to me.
I mean, I could totally carry all of them in like 13 trips.
That's great, but could you hold on to this rope for me? Gonna hand him a rope.
I take the rope.
Hey, fantastic! Hold this rope.
Alright. I'm gonna hold
I take
the other
rope and
I'm gonna
pray
hold-
I don't pull a Kurdish.
I'm gonna hold the other end of the 50-foot rope. I'm gonna cast Levitate on myself.
Okay.
Could you push me?
I punch him in the face.
Oh god.
Okay.
It's okay,
roll
you should be
attack.
used to that by now.
Does a 22 hit?
Well,
Whiting has
Yeah.
the AC of like 8.
16! Twice that.
I've been told to punch, and so I punch.
You were told
You
to-
see?
I did say
Push.
push.
He said push, not punch.
He said,
but-
well, I'm basically pushing him, just really hard.
Strangely enough, Gwydion, you're used to this sensation.
I thought he said punch.
Immediately go flying into the abyss.
No. Well, do I land on the fucking bookshelf at least?
Absolutely. Why not?
I said push.
Close enough, I think.
Sounds like a bad pregnancy labor happening.
I
Push,
close.
that's
I put it out of my mind and I decided to look at the. Do I see anything? Do I see anything interesting? By interesting, I mean familiar.
Roll me an investigation check.
I'll do that. Let me tell you.
You should do that. Let me tell you.
Shit, I can't fight that.
You're absolutely correct. You really can't. Yes. Yeah, in fact, you find... Sorry, I'm scrolling through my notes. There we go. Yes, in fact, you find 2 books that catch your attention immediately. One is a well, first off, they're both leather bound, probably hand bound. they both looked to be very old. Not amongst the oldest here, but there's what really catches your attention about them are the the one is embroidered with like this sort of like a metal binding around the leather, like around like the what's it called, like along the
spine.
Yes, that one. And it's etched with some very strange symbols that you've seen before. It's the same language as the books that were in the old tower, the first tower that you guys went to.
Croatian.
Another that catches your attention, you don't really know why. It looks like any of the others, but something about it just draws your eye every time that you try to look away.
I'll take a look at it. It's got a title?
No.
It's a mimic.
I'll open it up. Oh, I hope it's not a mimic. I'll open it up.
It's cursed.
It might be cursed.
First mimic.
It explodes the entire bookshelf. No.
Damn.
That would be bad. First off, it's not written in a language you understand.
That's no problem.
Okay. Didn't think it would. Would be. Is comprehend languages concentration?
I'm not casting it now. It would the time
Okay,
it used to cast it levitation.
But yeah, you can definitely get both of these books. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, I'll grab those two. If I see them immediately, I've still got about more than 9 minutes left, so I can just circle around and scan the thing. If I see anything else, I'll keep looking. If not, then when I have 30 seconds left on levitation, I'm gonna pull the rope and pull myself back.
Okay. Going around the backside, go ahead and roll me another investigation check. Let's
Yes.
see if this works.
Shit.
Nothing else really catches your attention.
It's overwhelming.
And there's a lot of books. Like there's up, there's down, there's the 360-degree circumference around this whole thing. It's just a whole. There's too many books for your eyes to pay attention to each and every one. So just based on broad generalization, you find the two that catch your eye immediately, and
I know that feeling.
There are 8,750 books on this bookshelf.
probably more, honestly. In any case, returning back to the ledge, you cast comprehend languages?
I'll come back with, out of that whole bookshelf, 2 books in hand. Like, well, these are the ones that caught my attention. If you give me a moment, I'm going to try and decipher them.
Oh.
I cast comprehend languages as a ritual over the course of 10 minutes.
All right.
It's not concentration as well. It lasts a
Oh,
minute.
I didn't know that. Okay, so the first one that you found, the one with the metal binding along the spine, is looks to be like a study on what are called elder cults. Cults that worship what they claim to be a divine creature beyond our understanding that existed in this world before man came to rise.
Conspiracy.
Specifically, you do notice 2 symbols in the book that you recognize. The first is a symbol of an old man's face with strange protrusions from their cheekbones. You recognize this from most of the doors that were on the surface, as well as an image that is on Hugh's new hammer.
Oh.
This is, according to the book, the symbol for the cult of Morthar. I will spell that for you.
How many apostrophes?
None, actually.
Damn.
Yeah, the symbol for Morthar the Molten One. The other. You can see me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my notes right now. Hold on.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Yes.
The other one looks like that.
Oh, a new tattoo.
Oh God.
You recognize that symbol from that first tower that you guys went to. I think one of you actually have a bracelet that has it on it as well, if I remember correctly. Or like some sort of jewelry of some kind.
Oh, we may have sold it if it wasn't.
Yeah,
magical.
we probably ended up selling.
You probably
that,
sold it.
Oops. We're gonna
In
have
any
to-
case, you do recognize the symbol as the one that was behind the altar that glowed whenever Goblin Man got. It lists the symbol as the symbol for an elder god by the name of Aroth.
Ta-da.
Where have we heard that before?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It lists him as Aroth the Storming Seas.
Aroth is just an anagram for Aragon.
It's just an anagram for Sarah.
True.
Fire and water. Right.
Go get the microwave.
No.
Aroth.
And the other one? Was this the one in the language I couldn't understand, or? No.
Well, they're both in languages. They're both in those languages. That was the one with the metal binding. The one that just caught your attention inexplicably. It looks to be a biography. More specifically, a biography of a man by the name of Inris Theron. I will, again, spell that for you.
All right.
That's crap. There we go.
All right.
Okay. According to the book, well, actually, no. We'll do it like this because this is going to happen one way or another. As you're reading the book, starting with the beginning, your eyes cloud over. You were taken to a tower, just on an island, just off of the coast of just this massive coastline surrounding you with crystal clear water. You have a small, round, elven steel ball, etched with runes along all of its circumference. And you are slowly filling it with arcane energy, and it's like starting to glow this this vibrant purple until eventually from the inside of the etchings, this white light takes it over. It launches out of your hands and into the air, where it seemingly expands like a long each semi-sphere expands into a larger sphere, all etched with inlaid inlaid lines with arcane sigils all throughout. You have you get this sense that everything is coming to fruition, and you've succeeded in some sort of grand goal of yours. And inside of that interior circle, what was once just a clear portal into the air above, the sky above, becomes a dark black gateway, out from which leaks a torrent of fog and this purple mist. Your eyes come back to just reading this book. You're now at the end, not really knowing what all went on inside of it, but yeah.
And the contents of the book, can I decipher
Yeah,
what kind of man Inris was?
He was a powerful sorcerer. One of those that stops at nothing to gain more power for himself.
All right. All right. I'll tuck him away.
All right.
Well, that's a lot of books, a lot of knowledge.
You don't say.
What do we do about it? How much can we carry?
Go to Lucian, all of it, but that also requires getting all of it across this suddenly very dangerous and lethal chasm. Regretfully, I don't think that's much of an option currently.
Maybe if we had someone who could create a wall, but instead of vertically, it was like horizontal.
We call those bridges.
How about a bridge?
How about a bridge?
Iron do I have? 200 pounds of iron. Would that span a 40-foot gap? Probably not.
I don't think we need a bridge. Lucian, if I were to...
Dense.
Lucian, if we were to hand you, everyone who is willing could hand you their backpacks, do you think you could fill them up while you levitate? And they'll hold on to you.
Well, yes, but the books are a lot more than... I mean...
We're not going
because
to
I'm
take
so
all of them.
heavy.
I know we're not going to take all of them. It's a matter of space.
I can carry as much as I need to.
Just if you could grab as many as you can, and maybe we'll get lucky and we find something worthwhile.
Okay.
Let's see. No, I don't think I could. I can't really give him a comprehensive list of what to look for.
Lucian isn't stupid. He can look and see things.
No, I understand. It's just...
Like, if you want books on magic, I can get books on magic. If you want books on, I don't know what's over there yet.
The ideas I had in mind were a bit too specific, not any fault of Lucian, but just because I wouldn't know how to properly explain them. So, yeah, books on magic and history are definitely what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Cults are good as well.
Yeah, it's just...
So I'm gonna go with... We're going with magic, we're going to go with history, and we're going to go with any sort of a biography.
Any kind of cultish thing as well.
If I see a name, boom, that's...
Anything that looks culty.
Anything looks culty.
Bring that.
Like what do I have here?
Is it bound in possibly humanoid flesh? Yes, bring it.
Like, okay.
Necronomicon.
You know what? I'm going to write this down for Lucian. Let me PM.
Okay. Alright.
Here's what to look for.
Here's what to look for.
I'm just kind of curious. How is Lucian going to identify the books if he can't read the language they're written in?
That's true.
That's a problem.
What language are they written in? That's the real question.
Give you a hint. It requires a spell.
No.
Sure. Can I cast comprehend languages on other people?
Right, because I wouldn't know.
That would be a good...
I don't believe so.
I can't.
In that case...
As great as that would be.
That'd be amazing. Just cast it on your illiterate barbarian tank who's can suddenly understand all languages but still can't read them.
I mean, how much can Gwydion carry? Like 15 pounds? 150 pounds? 200 pounds?
For the sake of books, it's mostly about the amount of space they take up, I would imagine, as opposed to the actual weight of them.
Yeah.
Because like, if Gwydion can read the language, Belusian can't, you know.
Yeah.
Or you could just point the books out to him, because I would assume that you could probably try to make them out from a distance.
From 40 feet away, that's gonna be...
If you cast levitate on yourself, Lucian, I cast it on myself again. We can both float around, and I can point our book to you. I'm trying to figure out. Okay.
We handed Gwydion a bag of holding.
I was waiting for someone to bring up that we have one of those.
I think that might do it. That would make it more about weight than it would.
I forgot we had a bag of holding.
I know. I was literally waiting until you guys say, "Okay, we cast levitate." We go over. I was like, "Oh, do you want the bag of holding?"
Okay, I have
you guys
5
are
books. There's a good haul.
As you guys are like
Meanwhile-
arguing, like Aotearoa is just like picking out like random pieces of machinery from
Just piling it next to him.
making a big pile of it. And... All right, well, you should be able to get at least 300 pounds into this bag. I'm not sure how many books that is.
Okay.
More than a couple.
In that case, I don't need to send this list at all. That's good. However, I will.
Gwydion should really invent the Kindle.
Yes, you're right.
The magic.
I guess
Scratch has had one.
That's
did?
true. So I guess I'll send this to Michael, even though Michael totally knows what I'm looking for. You know.
Send it to me, brother. I want to know.
Yeah.
That's about 400 bucks, give or take.
Interesting. Interesting.
Let's see. Is that all? Is there another one? I don't think I'm missing another one. I sent you.
Oh,
You know, it might be a good way to save weight is to get rid of all of the spines of the books.
No,
That's
we're
true.
not
That's
doing
right.
that. We're not doing that. Shut
Yeah.
up.
I will cast levitate on myself, Lucian. Can you do that as well?
Sure, I guess. Yeah, why not?
Look for bestiaries.
With bestiaries as well. Okay.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Hey,
I don't know what
alright,
I'm
we'll float
doing,
around.
but I guess I'm floating.
So,
Hanging onto a rope, and we get pushed, and we float around, and we
Yeah.
grab around the bookshelves to navigate
Lambert
around
literally
it.
just kicks you,
Yeah.
like as you're hugging each other, levitating over to the other side, holding the rope. Since I think me
Oh,
and
yeah.
Aurora are now suddenly the only two that's going to be able to maybe hold on to either of you when you drop.
So I'm gonna look for
this
all
should be
those things
fine.
while comprehend language is still going. Luckily,
It's not like we don't. It's not like we have a history of falling into abysses or nothing.
I don't know why this
that
keeps
was
getting
old me.
Because it's hilarious.
I'm not even talking about you this time.
I mean, you did almost kill Boots that one time.
Once?
It did happen.
All right, let's peruse again. I'll investigate.
Okay.
I don't know if Lucian...
So I will allow for one more investigation check to see about a very special thing I hid. But other than that, I'll just give you. Like,
I need to give myself advantage.
May
So,
Lucian assist?
You do have advantage. You do have
Yeah.
advantage because there are more than one person.
Okay. Oh, how about Leora? Could you help a little bit? I'll ask for some bardic inspiration.
What am I looking at? Oh, that's what I'm looking at.
Do we plan on taking a long rest anytime soon?
I'd hope so, because I have 5 hit points.
I was gonna say, if we,
Like, I am a ballsy son of a bitch, but I know better than it's like, yeah, I got plate armor, I got magic long swords out the ass. I still only have 5 hit points. I will die. And that's
I
like
like
means
that.
2 wizards.
I'll inspire you for sleeping soon.
Yeah. I will. You know, I will agree to sleep soon. I got nothing else to do but read books. So advantage and inspiration. Cool.
Wow!
Fucking 12. Awesome. I hate my life.
That is depressing.
How?
I guess it's good I rolled, or I gave it to you.
I have a
That's
feeling
really
12 is not what you
depressing.
need, though. That makes me sad.
That's just really sad.
That's just
Damn.
really sad.
Oh no.
That is sad.
You could do the thing where, maybe it just takes a long time instead of a.
You don't
I
have
would
Yeah,
long.
like to. I would like to
how-
take 20.
How long does levitate last? 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Hmm.
I've got one more casting of it, technically. Lucy
Alright,
does not.
so
He doesn't.
if Lucian is just kind of holding on to the bookshelf and just like has Gwydion in an arm,
Maybe like a variant of the take 20 rule, like cut it down to 5. Add 5 to the roll. Suggestion.
Oh man.
I'm trying to help, man.
like I would imagine that Lucian could hold on to this bookshelf for a while. He's he's strong. He's got constitution. He's got endurance.
I hope
You
they're
just
holding on to that
hold
rope really
on
well.
to it for like several hours, just like holding.
All right.
You're holding
Here's
Gwydion.
what we'll do.
Okay.
Which quadrant are you particularly looking over? Which quadrant of the shelf?
Oh God.
This one.
This will affect the entire campaign,
It
and you
will.
roll for it.
All right.
Instead of picking
Ow.
totally randomly, you let something else decide randomly.
Yes. That way you're not technically at fault.
Well, I also rolled randomly.
Oh shit.
Random
What are the
buttons.
odds?
If you spend the whole 10 minutes just looking at books from that shelf specifically, yeah, you'd probably find it.
Thank God.
Okay. I could give myself an additional 10 minutes if I cast Levitate on Lucian and he just cranes me like the claw game.
You are very light. I can just do that.
I'm the lightest.
Regardless, as you are just scooping in books, you do find a few books on the topic of magical storms.
Ooh.
You do find a book on the philosophy of arcane time manipulation.
Ooh.
And as you're just kind of like piling in some of these books, you find a particularly old tome bound in a hardened dark leather, almost like some sort of shell around it. Upon further investigation, and with the help of your comprehend language, you see that it's dated for the 6th of Winter's Eve, 12,164, Age of Exploration. I'm going to put that in chat just so that you do not have to type it bad. Make me a history check real quick.
Oh boy.
God, how does time work?
What do you
Oh
mean, how does
man.
time work?
What's
Man,
time?
Can we do
That's
this
a
4
giant
levels from
year.
now when I have expertise?
I mean,
Motherfucking. Ugh.
Better.
I'm dead.
don't worry too much. You actually passed.
Oh good. Oh,
You
genius.
just passed. The DC was 14.
Oh.
If the date is correct, this book must be well over 30,000 years old.
Oh.
Not much is documented about this particular era of time, although it was a time where when explorers traveled the world, basically. Looking into the tome, you find that it is an almanac, mapping out the coast of a continent you've never seen before, and even mapping your very own Esterisles. By the looks, the continent is far to the west of the Esterisles, and it's labeled here as Briss. Although the existence of a new continent is very promising, going west is deemed impossible, as no one has ever returned from sailing too far in that direction. And those that have speak only of monsters that plague the part of the sea.
Ooh.
Fortunately, however, it seems that there are a few notes scrawled into the margins, but with your comprehend languages, you can make out what it's trying to say, and it's constantly. Oh, hold on. But even your comprehend language can't make out. I don't know what my notes say. Anyway, look, as you're looking at the notes in the margins, they're constantly shifting in your perception, almost like it's some sort of code or something. It doesn't seem to make any logical sense.
Oh, so like a magical cipher of some sort?
It would seem to appear so.
Ah. Kinky.
Well, that's a spell, but I don't know that.
I think between me and Gwydion, we would know it was a spell. Gwydion more so than me.
It definitely seems like a spell, but I think I can try and take care of it later.
So what are we gonna do now that we've completed the campaign?
Now that we found the cheat book.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if that's what we could find, then I think yeah, I'll cast levitate on Lucian with my last second level. And he can move himself
Think
back
about
up to the ledge.
It took us so long to hear the word Avarice of the Half-Caste, that phrase. And then this is just like 13th session.
Esteriles.
Well, it is the name of the place.
It's the name of the place.
You maybe you'd call it the Avarice of the Esteriles. Yes.
Oh, not.
No,
I would never,
at all.
ever. It's almost like impossibly bad.
Well, I found some things.
Oh,
Did
you don't
you?
say. What'd you find?
What? Oh, just a couple of things I was looking for. Stuff on storms, mostly. That's important. Like we found at the tower.
I wonder what's over
Neat.
here.
Oh, I also found this book that just maps out, I think, most of the Esterisles and more stuff to the west. So that might be useful.
Wait, what?
Basically, here, I'll try you over here. It maps out essentially everything from way far west to right about like here.
Okay, so not that much then.
So that we
do
don't
we
get
happen to be
paid
in-
for that.
Do we happen to be in the leftmost quadrant? Or are we in the rightmost
Yeah.
quadrant? Oh, damn it.
You're in the leftmost technically, but you can go west eventually. It's just you will get attacked. It's rough.
It maps out a
Now,
small
it
portion of the
does-
Esterisles.
It does have the Esterisles is just those 5 islands over there.
Oh,
basically.
okay. Not the whole thing.
Not the whole thing. There is enough space for like water out to like here, but it doesn't look like they've been mapped out properly.
Well,
Interesting.
we'll see what the notes in the margins say when I figure out how to read them. This book's about 30,000 years old, so that's...
That goddamn pardon?
How?
Yes, it's dated from 12,164, the Age of Exploration, so about 30,000 if that date is correct. I knew this place was old, but... Well,
That's pretty damn old.
pretty damn old.
How is it not dust?
I don't know. This place is very good at
Magic?
preserving things.
I'm about to say we live in a world freaking full of magic, and where some humanoids can live over hundreds and hundreds of years old. You're questioning it.
This
I
book is
mean-
pretty magical, from what I can tell, but I think it's about time we slept for a bit, because I've exhausted most of my spells trying to navigate this place.
I'm very curious as to what is on the other side of this, because there's another platform.
There are more bookshelves. But like
we can
they're
try and figure it out tomorrow.
it's true.
Just say I don't want to take
Safe
everyone's
enough
time up.
place for us to rest.
I mean, the goblins couldn't get up here, so
I mean- Unless something comes out from inside of the abyss.
Or this specific room that we happen to pass by at some point that...
Yeah, the fire eater thing.
So here's the thing. I believe that we can actually trust the goblins. So it might be a good idea for us to rest with them.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They're goblins. And we're not children, thankfully.
I mean,
They do think I'm their god.
Yeah, about
I
that.
don't.
There's so much wrong with
They
that.
don't think that.
I
They're,
don't want to pass by the fire eater again. So-
We have another choice.
Oh, what's the other choice?
Yeah, we didn't go north from the.
right. With the skeletons that are there, we could probably take them out.
Yeah, I suspect we'll have to deal with those.
I'm okay with the screw this. It's Skyrim map motif.
Yeah.
Do we want to take care of the skeletons before we sleep?
Yeah. We can probably try to not let the ones who have like 5 health fight the skeletons, just in case.
Oh, fuck you, I'll be fine.
Alright, when you get taken out by a skeleton's arrow, I will remind you of this.
Famous last words.
What's the worst that happens? I fucking die.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the worst that happens. Yep.
Well, then I don't have much
You're
to
right.
worry about if I die now, do I? Also, we're now in the abyss. Why are we in the abyss?
Unfortunately.
So I'm mapping you out, brother.
Okay.
Look at how mapped it is. It's all
Okay.
mapped now. You're
Hey, look at that.
Very-
It's just a
very
platform
cute.
over there. It's nothing else.
Look at
Damn.
this graph.
So we're taking care of the skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds
Is that what I
like it.
heard?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Go north. Boop, doop, boop, boop, boop.
Are we being stealthy?
We're going to
Oh,
attempt
yeah.
to.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Oh,
a
no.
feeling that some of you aren't being stealthy.
How hard can it be to sneak up on
Uh-uh.
skeletons?
Let's find out. Well, I rolled a 9, and somehow Lucian's still louder than me.
Skeletons.
We're attempting to sneak up on skeletons, and actually, this averages out not half bad now that I look at it. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Thank you, Aurora.
That's an average of about 11.
I was gonna say, if you roll above a 10, I'm gonna be upset.
Oh my god.
Don't tell me like skeletons' passive perception is
We are
actually
missing
11.
Are we missing?
We got Liliana. We got.
Oh, I don't
Uh,
see yours. I don't see
well,
yours,
we're-
Kyle. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're missing the one from Lambert, but he said 9, and I don't think he would lie about rolling a 9.
Oh, my
Somehow.
connection got interrupted
Somehow.
again. That's why. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a 9
right.
at disadvantage, 12 at advantage.
Okay.
We're
Coming
just
out
the
of
best.
coming out of this hallway, you enter into a small room overlooking the room with the skeletons in it. They don't seem to be moving and aren't aware of your presence.
So we dip.
I'm going to move you guys here on this map, but I'm going to move you here on this map.
Ah, of course, we were on the other side again.
Yeah, so you somehow got to look. I just didn't move you
Oh.
over. You calm down, all right?
I was confused.
I'm sorry that you were confused. It makes
Yeah,
me
it's
sad.
okay, I guess.
Did we touch that magic circle? I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
we did.
it hurt.
It did.
Okay.
Here. This is where you guys are at. You can.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in front.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Look, I'm being general here.
There we go. That makes sense.
You can see the skeletons down below, waiting for someone to, just waiting with arrows drawn for someone to cross in their line of sight through the portcullis.
Alright, Q. So the plan is we run in there and beat them to death. Okay?
They're already dead.
I believe they're already dead, so we're just
Oh, hey,
putting
you rolled a
them to
9.
rest.
Right. We beat them to rest.
Yes, let's have them take a rest so we can take a rest.
Okay.
I like that.
I would like to roll initiative if nobody wants to say anything else.
I mean, I'm gonna say this: if I go first, I am gonna have some fun no matter what. I doubt I'm gonna go first because I don't exactly have the. I say that I got a 16.14, and I'm. There we go. Leora beat me.
I like how
That's
Leora is basically the anti-Kuridash.
Let's wait till our close range people get in close.
So Leora is the Antichrist, is what you're saying?
I said anti-Kurdish.
Boy, my roll 20 could catch up anytime now.
I didn't roll.
Nice.
Huh.
I almost go first, oddly enough. Oh, I'll be damned. They're actually within range, too.
It'll catch up eventually.
Eventually.
What did you roll?
16.14.
All right, so Leora would be the first to act right now, anyway.
The initiative thing is not work. Oh, never mind. We're all talking.
Yeah, let me check what's going on.
I'm used to having more time. Shit. Okay, I can see them. Are we on a ledge above them or below them?
Above.
Above. Okay. And these are skeletons?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I need new spells. Holy shit. Can we level up so I can get new spells, please?
Yeah, sure. You know,
That
just
was
you
me.
know, a few more sessions inside this dungeon, and maybe you'll learn it.
We're going that route.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll just shoot this guy.
All right. Go ahead and roll me some. You
Awesome.
Some you missed.
And I'm going to bardically inspire.
miss.
Well, that's weird. I'm going to bardically inspire Lucian.
We're still not
Thank
used to
Michael
hearing
Brad.
that phrase.
Michael?
Yeah.
Michael? Are
He's
you
fine.
dying?
Yes.
Okay, good.
He had a brief heart attack because someone said, I bardically inspire.
Yeah. The the skeletons are surprised. So what in?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that's right.
Fired.
Excuse me, coming
Lambert.
through.
No.
Look
Lambert.
Look at
Go
those
ahead.
skeletons.
16.14. What? Lambert.
How
Oh
are
yeah,
these
right.
skeletons?
He's not on
Because,
initiative.
yeah.
All right.
You don't exist for me.
I
don't
know, I'm
exist.
sorry.
Relax.
I
All
know.
right, Lambert, what are you doing?
Doing something insanely stupid and hilarious. Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys actually see that movement, though? No?
No.
Nope. Not
Okay.
even a little.
Okay.
I
Oh,
kind
there-
of.
Oh, wait,
wait.
there it goes.
It's initiative. It exists.
Hey, look at that. I'm on it. I'm at the wrong place, but actually, no,
Oh,
that
he's
works.
moving.
That works out perfectly.
I-
That works out perfectly. Just don't touch the initiative when my turn's done. Or do it anyway. Sure.
Okay, yeah, sorry. It just loaded into the initiative order with me.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
off
jump.
the balcony.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? How tall is the balcony?
10 feet.
It's fine.
He
You
takes
take
5
2 points of
damage.
bludgeoning damage.
I take how much too?
2.
That's fine. I like being ballsy.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you do, huh?
Thunderwave.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No. I got a hiccup.
Natural 20.
Damn.
18. 8. 9. These two are dead. The other two, not dead.
That appears to be the maximum of my movement, and I'm here now. This went only halfway according to plan.
Is it my turn now?
Yes,
Nope,
now
it's
it-
their turn.
yeah.
Okay,
it's-
surprise.
Surprise.
All right. Maybe make my way downtown. And there. Okay.
Where are you going, pup?
Which one's looking hurt? Or are they both looking equally hurt? Actually.
They're both looking pretty hurt, but the one on the left has significantly less bone mass than the other.
15.
I
20.
shattered his entire rib cage.
How high is this drop?
10.
10. It's
Oh,
10
man.
high.
Oh man. Oh well. 25.
You take 80 points of.
Damn.
3 points of bludgeoning damage, friend.
Ow, 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 ow. I will also cast Thunderwave.
Perfect.
Just
All
to
right,
finish
there we
these
go.
two off before anything bad happens.
2 natural ones.
They take seriously?
Yeah.
Cool. 7 thunder damage.
They dead, son.
Wait, hold on. 7?
7.
Oh.
What?
Are you serious?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, one's alive?
Yeah.
Weird.
Rolling for HP.
Yeah, I was gonna say you must have rolled for HP.
I always
Okay.
roll for HP.
Or I'll stand next to Lambert. You're like, well, hello.
I roll
So
for
for-
HP for bosses. Like
That's
just-
frightening.
I just put a flat number. I don't even do hit dice. It's like 2,000.
They can handle 2,000 HP, right?
I didn't roll for Sarek's final form. I just gave him
Okay.
like 8,000 HP.
Okay.
8,000?
That's my
Like
turn.
3,000.
Wait,
All right,
really?
Liliana.
No.
It was like
3,000?
just about.
Really? Wow, we do a lot.
I'm about to say,
The final boss of my party was 2,000, and they were
We did a
level
lot.
You were level
We did a lot.
30.
yeah, we were level
What are you
30.
doing?
We could handle it. I mean, it almost killed a
Anyways.
couple of us, but we killed it.
It almost killed half of us. One turn.
Yeah, Sarek himself had 950. Sarek's final form had 1,800.
Okay.
Fun.
Anyways, it's
So
Liliana's
about
turn.
3,000.
Can she kill a singular skeleton? Let's find out.
Nah.
Yeah, she could.
I'm gonna move up
Okay.
and I'll shoot the crossbow at it.
Okay. So far, this has worked very well.
Jesus.
This will work out pretty much
Those are both
exactly
going to miss.
as I figured it would, and that's what bothers me the most.
Unfortunate, but alas. Anything else on your turn? Lucian.
Right, so Lucian is going to take a running leap off of the balcony and onto the skeleton and just fucking obliterate him.
Okay.
Okay. 17?
That hits. You do take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from the fall, but it is. Wait, hold on.
Just
Oh yeah, it's bludgeoning damage. Yeah, he's super dead.
Yeah, he's weird.
mega dead! Yeah, he's destroyed.
He's broke all of his bones.
All
Anything
right.
else on your turn?
That scares me. Why are you asking me that? That's the end of my turn.
I just want to know if it's the end of your turn or not. Q.
I'm
I-
going to 2, 3.
Whoa! I regret where I am suddenly. Who would have thought?
What is?
Fucking dynamic lighting my goddamn ass!
That was beautiful.
Why is everyone?
I love how well this was set up for this moment by accident. This is beautiful.
Walk in the.
Do you see it now?
Leora, you have dark vision, right?
Here.
Yeah, Michael moved me forward.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
The way that the torch was, it was perfectly blocking him from the sight. So as soon as Q takes his turn and moves into the room.
No, that's what happens when I don't walk into the room.
God,
You
okay.
were standing there. Lambert's gonna die.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fucked, but I'm fine.
There's a wall right here that cuts off my vision from over here.
I like to point out, technically, this is not me dying to a skeleton. This is me dying to an undead minotaur.
I mean, it is.
It's a Minotaur skeleton.
It's still bigger.
I stayed in the hallway. I was safe. You guys were like, let's go to the room. Oh no.
It was safe until we saw this.
Like,
We didn't know it was there.
Jumped down the ledge. You have 5 HP.
What's this heavy breathing 10 feet to my right? I'll ignore it.
They don't breathe. They're undead.
He's just standing there.
He's going.
Well, thankfully I got a turn before it, so I can second wind. Woo.
Oh, that's so good.
So,
Anything on your turn, Q?
using his movement, he gets down the stairs and then looks around the corner. Oh shit!
Oh shit! What? Oh shit!
use his action to dash to get in front of it.
Yes.
Q, come on, it's safe.
We lied. It's not safe.
And I'm assuming as I get closer, it's like revealed to the rest of the party that there's this thing lurking there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
Woody-
That's fine
Woody
logic.
just like looks over. Here's like a. He's like, oh.
Well, fuck.
Oh, Lucian, I thought that was you.
Until we realized you're over on our
I'd
left, not our
recommend
right.
taking some steps back.
Okay, I'm gonna kill it.
Oh man.
Oh my god!
My head. I can't.
It's pretty
hurt.
good.
I love this
I like
session.
A lot.
This is perfect.
Do you have any actions, or did you dash? You
Yeah.
dashed, didn't you?
Dash to do that, and
Yeah.
he's an old man, so he's not jumping down a ledge.
Yeah, it's probably a good
Break your hand.
idea.
I
Leora, you just heard the terrified, I don't know, noises.
Screams the party.
Enter in some sort of automatopoeia or something.
Just gonna be like, I should just walk around this sharp corner. Oh god, what is this?
Just this
That's-
8-foot tall skeleton of a minotaur stands down at the bottom of the dang old thing.
Party's just laughing.
Oh, that's really good.
Can I touch someone from a corner?
Not 10 feet up.
What do you mean?
Like, if I'm right here, can I touch Gwydion or a Teoro?
No, because they're 10 foot below you.
That's like wish
I
you
said
would have walked there.
Right here.
Yeah, if you're down there.
Oh, yeah. Because they just need to be within 5 feet of you, basically.
Yo, dog, I'm gonna run down there.
Okay,
Oh,
you do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage
Jumping off the ledge.
Jumping off the
directly
ledge.
to the shins.
Everyone else jumps.
Ooh, that's smart. Okay, and I'm going to look at Teoro in the eyes, and I'm gonna touch him.
I think I like
Okay.
the implication. Oh, never mind. That's a good implication.
You're enhancing his ability.
Yeah.
So yeah, pick whichever one you want.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that
That's
works.
not how
at
that
all.
works.
Yo,
I
a
recommend the
Teoro,
2D.
a Teoroa, what do you want?
I recommend the 2d6 temp HP.
Yeah, let's say just.
I
Tele- telekinetically, tell me what you want.
Bull's strength.
Cool. Double carrying capacity.
I get advantage on strength checks.
That's
Oh, yeah.
different from saving throws and attacks, though.
But he has shield master, so we can.
He does.
He has shield. That's so good.
That's an absurd combo. Actually, that's good.
That's pretty good.
That's so good.
Pretty good.
You now have
Dude.
power a bull to face bull. Congrats.
And I
Yeah.
thought it was thematically fitting.
It really is.
Yeah.
I need to retype this so that it has dashes.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dash me.
I will not dash you.
Oh.
No.
Anything else on your turn?
Nah, wait, maybe. Yeah, I'll just shoot the fucker in the face.
That would be an action, not a bonus.
Yeah, and you
action.
already used it.
Never mind.
Not that
Never mind,
matters.
you're right. I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
No, you're good. You're good.
Spellcasters
Lambert.
are weird. Let's continue my trend of bad decisions.
Second win.
I agree. I agree with that. I
Because
think
so
you
far,
should.
they've not killed me yet. They've just
Don't
got me
get
really close.
Further than 5 feet from me.
What saving throw am I going to have to roll against a Minotaur?
No, he can give him disadvantage to hit you.
That's a better point. I will listen now. That said, action surge, hackety hack. Fuck this thing.
They died as they lived, separated.
Damn it.
That
13.
hit.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
And again.
Excuse me.
And then this.
This looks way better.
I am healthier than when I jumped off the ledge.
Yay.
That's something.
It is something. And that's my entire turn.
All right. It is going to take.
Okay, let me get actual combat music because this is terrifying now.
Guys, I organized the spell. It's so
It's
sexy now.
gonna stagger back up into the wall, let out just a strange black fog from its nostrils, regardless of its ability to actually breathe or not. It takes its great axe and just buries it into the floor. Just kind of takes one of his legs and just does the bull thing.
Oh no.
For a brief moment, I thought it was bees.
Not bees. No.
Like, I'm not even joking. I felt the bees.
That's the most terrifying thing.
We all have PTSD from bees still.
It is going to charge over here into Lucian.
All right, bitch, let's go.
So, it'll eventually tell me what I rolled. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. You take 21 points of piercing damage.
Huh. Interesting. That would be exactly equal to my hit points. And I don't believe, and I somehow do not believe that temporary hit points would keep me conscious, would they?
No.
No. So, yeah.
Can, go ahead and make me a strength check or a strength saving throw while you're at it.
Yeah, I pass probably, but
Okay, so you're just on the ground. You didn't get flown back.
okay.
Oh shit! I want him to come back.
So we're gonna. And then it's going to take its great axe and bury it into Lambert.
Cool.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
I'm having a great time.
Okay, that is an 8.
That misses.
Sweet.
If I didn't jump off the ledge, I would be fine right now.
That's how that goes.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not going to let you live this down because you got downed by a freaking skeleton.
Actions have consequences.
Right? I mean, for him, not for me so far. I'm fine.
Gideon, you have a friend.
Man, the fact that he moved. How did he get to Lucian?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. How to get through my
You
space
just
without
kind
a
of ran
contest?
over. You just
So
ran
the
over
way
him.
that large creatures work is they can move through a space that is
Okay.
5 feet wide. They just can't end their turn in the same.
Okay.
It's basically like they get half their
Oh.
speed, basically, or something.
It's
But
difficult
Doesn't-
terrain. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
the squeezing rules mean it has disadvantage on its attack because it's squeezing?
Not when it gets
Mm.
past the space already.
it wasn't squeezing whenever it got you.
Well, it would have to be because where is it occupying? It's in my space.
What is now?
Man, the fact that it's there now is really fucking with me. Oh god. That changes my whole turn.
It's just a Minotaur skeleton. How hard could it be?
It's actually,
you're
yeah,
right.
they're not hard. They're just a little frightening.
I'm a wizard.
I'm a wizard. Everything's frightening.
I'm a wizard with no spells. How's it going?
Oh, yeah, you're doublemint fucked.
Yeah, we could probably take care of the skeletons. You know how hard I was trying not to laugh.
Oh, yeah. After seeing that suddenly pop up, yeah.
Yeah, that
Well-
was. I could not have planned it any
Well,
better.
I'm going to do the thing.
The thing?
Oh god.
I
Oh
mean, I
god.
agree.
I disengage. Nope, I'm gonna disengage. Yeah, actually. I just can't do anything right now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There. I'll be on the stairs. Goodbye. That's my turn for now. I'll
Okay.
have something better next turn.
Liliana.
I am firing at this monstrosity.
It's technically an undead, but okay.
Thank God you hit.
Monstrosity is something else.
That's my specialty.
13 plus 6, 19.
I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, they 2 arrows embed into his rib cage. Already looking pretty injured.
That'll be it.
All right, Lucian.
Death save, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you got down to exactly 0, so you don't have to roll death saves. You're stable.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
don't know how that works. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
makes sense to me.
I've taken it.
Like
I've taken it.
it just knocked you unconscious. It didn't like bleed
You're
you or
not.
nothing.
Yeah, you're not bleeding out or shit. I like that.
Oh, I will take it.
Q.
Yeah, we're gonna make an attack with a hammer.
Yes.
We've done that, by the way, plenty of times. So I don't know if you remember, but we've done it. That's gonna be a miss, buddy.
That's unfortunate.
You know, getting used to the new weight of this hammer.
It is a lot more top heavy because of the extra mass from the symbol etched into it.
Yeah. And then we'll do a. Oh, that's with advantage. A shield.
That
pass.
hits.
So he needs to make a athletics check or acrobatics check.
That's right. Yeah. So that's a 19.
Cool. Nothing that I did. I'm gonna take a step here. And that's my turn.
All right. Leora. My goblin friend.
Yeah, I'll just I think I'm gonna send a healing word to my dear old friend Lambert.
Lambert, not Lucian, who's currently unconscious on the ground with 0 hit points.
You don't need it.
I'm fine.
Okay.
What's he gonna do? Kill me?
In
Okay.
his sleep, you hear, "I'm fine."
I'll take it. I am now the tank.
Everything's okay.
Go, Lambert. We believe.
I mean, apparently, I came into this with 5. I've now more than tripled that.
Anything as your action?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can shoot it. Nice.
That hits. You hit. Wow.
Imagine if I had a Treon crossbow, how much damage that would do.
Probably nothing, because border triggers are designed to only knock people unconscious whenever they
Weebs.
hit.
Disgusting.
Yeah, no. Lambert.
Hack.
He's using hacks.
I use hack.
Yes.
That is literally all I do.
All right. So we're gonna start off with a great axe on Lambert.
Bring it.
Advantage.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
There's a 10, and
Okay.
then we're going to have a gore attack on Q.
Sure.
An 18.
That misses.
It
Aha!
does miss. That dang old
What a-
shield, dude.
What a fool this thing is.
Let me tell you. You just like take that shield and it just the head of it just completely. The horns are like on either
like-
side.
hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess this is gonna do friendly fire on Q. I mean, not on Q, on Lucian, but it also doesn't do damage, so that doesn't matter. I'm gonna take out my wand of web, and I'm gonna web a 20-foot cube of web.
From a
drop
wand.
here. Just gonna Spider-Man thwip, create a big ol' pile of webs, and that Minotaur needs to make a deck save at the start of his turn.
I just pictured Gwydion
Or if it-
with like a hidden
or if it
wand
might-
instead of a blade, and he actually does the thwip thing with it.
That'd be great.
I like this web that I made. I think that's a good web.
That is a good web.
Let's see. Starts its turn, or that enters them during its turn. Okay, so it doesn't make a save yet. It might be dead before then, so this might have been pointless. We'll see.
Or it might have been
Anyways,
insanely beneficial. Who knows?
In any case, Liliana.
Yeah, I mean,
Murder.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah, so 2 shots. The first one you managed to get directly in between its eyes, and the second one pushes that arrow in and splits it just further inside of just the skull itself, and it just
Awesome. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna drop concentration on a web.
Well, this turned out in no way, shape, or form like I predicted.
Whew, that was exciting.
Yeah, we might want to pick Lucian up.
Give.
Well, here's the thing about that. You guys were planning on taking a long rest, and he's just beat you to it.
Fair. I mean, actually, other than what's possibly down that hallway, this.
We should check that hallway. I'm gonna give Lucian 5 points. Lay on hands.
I was having a nice dream.
Oh, really? It didn't involve getting bitch slapped by a skeleton.
I was okay in my dream.
If someone particularly sneaky wants to go investigate what's in our neighboring room, make sure we don't get ambushed. It'll be fine.
And you find the other 12 Minotaur skeletons.
No.
We leave.
No. Can we just open the portcullis and go through here and that's fine.
Skyrim design.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You died to a skeleton.
I think
leave
I'm
in
alive.
The
What's up, Q?
elevator room.
That's true. It's right here.
Just don't trigger it.
When you enter into this room, you find that the sigil is no longer glowing and the candles have gone out.
Yep.
Strange. Who would have thought?
Oh, yeah, you shut it behind you. So there you go. You get into the room.
We could just shut this door and sleep in the elevator.
That's literally what we're doing.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's why you're in the elevator room.
And then we don't have to worry about the goblins. Just in case.
Wow, it's because they're green, isn't it?
Michael, how long does my disguise kit stay on? Do I need to like reapply that or?
Yeah. I mean, you would.
Cool.
Unless you want to get acne.
Is nobody talking, or is my game not work? My Discord not working?
No, it's
Yeah,
talking.
your Discord works just fine.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Dinner stuff. In any case. Anything going down that I should know about over the course of this long rest?
Nah.
Not that I can think of.
All right. Leora, touches up the finer goblining that she has applied to her face. And you get a nice long rest with little to no problems.
Long rests are very beneficial for a wizard.
Long rests at the moment are pretty good for everyone. It is worth mentioning. It is now probably morning time. Where's my fantasy calendar? Is it the big calendar in between 5e and...
No.
Probably. It's probably the giant calendar, if I had to guess.
I think you're wrong.
What? It's Friday, fellas.
Thank God.
Gotta get down on Friday.
But it's Wednesday.
15th of Farmer's Run. Welcome to tomorrow.
Why is it called that?
What are they running from?
The wolves?
It's what they're running to. They're running about because it's the harvest time.
Okay.
This makes me think of like when revolutionary France decided to make a new calendar, and there was a day where you're just meant to contemplate cabbage.
What about him?
I contemplate cabbage a bit too much presently.
What does that mean?
I didn't say anything.
I threw away a quarter head of cabbage earlier today.
How dare you?
Hey!
Cabbages!
My cabbages!
Your cabbages! Okay, wow.
He's cabbages.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Where to?
Guten Morgen.
Well, we had that area that we didn't explore.
And we have the Dark
Yeah.
Elves.
There is also a hallway up left here, just so you guys know. But I mean,
Yeah, that's
Oh.
that's.
Oh, there is!
yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Totally missed
DM
that.
is right.
fuck this place.
You see some torches
Back
further inside the room,
Yay.
and as you get
I
closer, you
cast-
see. Huh? I'm sorry.
I cast mage armor. That's
Okay.
all. Okay.
Oh, hey, I have a question. How much does 200 pounds worth of metal cost?
You can say way.
What do you mean?
How much would 200 pounds of iron cost?
About 1,000 silver.
It's like 100 gold.
Or wait, is it? I think maybe it was like 5,000 silver.
It's like 500 gold.
Get back to me on that. We might have to go back for that scrap.
Yeah. Yeah.
In any case, so the way that so I'm going to give you a look behind the scenes because I think it's interesting, and also it just kind of goes to show how planning functions. The way that you were supposed to go through this dungeon, I did give you 3 entrances, so I set myself up. This door was supposed to be shut, but you've completed all the requisites, and therefore this door is just open.
Oh god, spike room.
Hey, what the fuck is that?
Spiky death room.
Don't know what we're looking
You
at.
should go in first.
Okay. I'm not scared of a few
I'm gonna
spikes.
just refresh my roll.
With the door open, the party finds an altar very similar to the one that they saw from the island, that first island. On the far end, a more detailed sculpture of the old man with the cheekbone spikes is carved into the wall, spitting out lava into a seemingly bottomless abyss below. From the walls, every few feet, there is a different spike that comes from the wall and into the floor, like a sets of insect legs crawling around it.
Okay, so those aren't spikes pointed directly at us. They're just
Creepy.
okay.
They're like a bunch. Basically, all of these are like centipede legs.
If you guys would exit the room, I would like to activate this altar.
No, that sounds like a good
Didn't
idea.
the goblin die?
It's probably just activated by blood. I kind of
We-
murdered him on
We
it.
killed the goblin and his blood activated.
Yeah, he didn't die from the altar. We killed him.
Why is everything blood with us?
Are we able to walk around in this room?
Yeah.
Well,
We're-
before you do that, I think this does warrant a thorough investigation before
Second
know.
it.
we try anything. I would like to cast Identify on the altar.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, God, Bard called the harpoon of Aeroth a little bitch, didn't he?
Hey, do you want some
You
help? Or do you think you're okay?
That's not how this one works.
oh.
You go to touch it with your Identify, but as basically as the magic goes through and you're looking into it, it just kind of repels your hand back. You don't take any damage, but the most that you were able to gather from that is that there's some sort of magic designed to repel you from the altar.
Okay, well, that didn't work. This thing really doesn't want me finding out what it is or what it does. If you want to bleed on it, go ahead. I don't know how that will affect you.
Well, he'll
Okay.
lose some blood on it, hopefully, and that'll be it. Or he loses a lot
I'm
of
gonna
blood.
walk outside. I'm gonna walk outside the room before you do that.
That would be smart. Yes, you should do that.
Lucian,
Michael, how the hell do temp hit points work? Like, if I get 10 pinpoints and then go to cut myself with a knife, does it just not work?
No.
Matthew was asking you a question, by the way, Cabbage.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, he was? Did I blank? Sorry, what?
No, you guys just talked at the same time.
Yeah, get your question answered. Seems important.
If I gain temporary hit points and then cut myself with a knife, do I just not get cut? Or, like, what is temporary hit points?
No, it'll
I mean-
still work. It doesn't make a shield around you.
Yeah. It's,
It
Yeah, I
just
mean, you would
means
believe-
you can take more damage until you get knocked out.
Okay.
for you especially, like, you know, in the case of like warlocks and stuff and like wizards, I would say that there's probably like a magical shell. For you, it seems to be more like resolve, where like your body is pushing further past all of the pain itself.
Yeah,
Think of
HP
them
is
as
utter
like
bullshit.
stubborn points.
Okay.
It really just depends on the character and how you want to flavor it. So for you, I would imagine it would be more like who cares? I'm bleeding, whatever.
Okay. What were you gonna ask me, Matthew?
I understand that your need for curiosity drives you, but do you think it's wise to activate another beacon?
Can the rest of us do something while he thinks for the next 30 minutes?
Thinking about it realistically, we have books about the cult, maybe? I don't know if we got books about the cult, not really.
No, this actually I recognize this symbol. This is Morathar, the Molten One, according to one of the books I picked up.
And did that book contain information about Morathar, perhaps if he's a lawful god or an evil god?
I don't think these gods fall in any sort of moral alignments. They kind of existed before mankind ever did. I think anything we ascribe to them is something of our own creation, not of theirs.
Really? And that's what you're going to say after looking at the spikes, the possible blood ritual stone here, the horned frickin' edifice on the wall there. Right. Don't worry.
Okay.
Those are things that people put there.
Q, I'm gonna talk to you like realistically about this. I don't know about gods and elder gods and any of that business. What I know is that the last time we activated one of these altars, it led us to finding more islands, and islands make us money, and that's kind of our debt to the guild, you know?
Can we just vote on this?
I vote blood.
I vote blood. Not
Blood.
for like any malicious reasons, but I am curious.
It should be interesting.
That's 4 votes for blood, I hear.
That's a majority.
Democracy.
I love democracy.
I will stand.
Sometimes I
down.
like it more than others.
All right, please exit the room if you do not wish to have potentially bad things occur.
Realistically, Lucian, bad things will happen to you after this ritual. I'll stand by and watch, and will resuscitate you when you fall.
My God.
I appreciate it, Q. It means a lot to me. So Lucian is going to first brace himself against the pain and gain 13 temporary hit points.
Leora tries to sneak out of the room.
I just stare at you as you leave.
Yeah,
He
lip on the
waits.
door.
Yeah, like he's kind of waiting for everybody
Part
to
of the
leave
locking
the room.
mechanism.
Like he's like, you know, maybe you want to not be in the room, perhaps.
I don't want to be in the room.
Yeah, I'm just assuming everybody is outside of the room.
I'm just at the door.
Okay, and then he takes his dagger into his palm, and he swiftly cuts it and sort of splashes the blood onto the altar.
Okay. Go ahead and do some damage.
I will do some damage. I take 7 slashing damage. Piercing damage. Slashing damage, who cares? Listen,
You take
Enough
damage.
to kill a commoner.
Technically, in this particular place, it would be slashing damage, sure.
Okay.
But
I feel like,
it
I
does
feel like
not
the dagger
matter
can be versatile.
in
It
this
is
case.
irrelevant.
About 1 commoner's worth of blood, about 2 commoners worth of blood, falls onto the altar, and nothing happens.
Well, I guess nothing bad happened. Cool.
Well, that's disappointing.
Do we need more?
Do we need more? I mean, I could keep cutting myself, but that seems a little...
No, that's
No.
fine.
That's really macabre.
Maybe-
Let's not.
Let me skim through the book and see if I can find anything on this ritual.
Okay.
The last time an altar activated, it was because something died.
That's true.
Do any of us have summoning spells that don't summon people? Or
Yeah,
something?
You're not
Do
killing
any
my
of us-
bird.
Do any of us have anyone we would like to kill?
Right, so we're just gonna kill Lucian now. We're just gonna...
All right, guys, just trust me on this. This will probably be fine.
Probably.
Souls are a thing in D&D, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So then,
Okay.
yeah.
Worst case, I die. Best case, I die. So, you know.
Did you hear
Yeah.
what I said, Michael?
I did not.
I wanted to skim through the book I found, see if I could find
I
anything on this ritual.
Did. There's nothing particular about any altars or rituals per se, as more of like a. First off, it's definitely, although it's written in a that language. Well, first off, it's written in a language you don't understand.
Shit. Comprehend languages.
Okay, so even though that it's written in a language that you don't understand, it looks like this is not its original printing based on how it is spoken about. It seems like this particular book was copied down in this language to put in the library. The way that the this little study is written makes it seem like it's written from someone outside of one of these cults, and it's just writing down basically just their discoveries of each of these cults that they've managed to find, and about in particular certain disappearances as a result of their presence in certain areas and things like that. Detailed looks into the inner workings are not present in the book, and it seems that the altar itself is not even talked about at all.
Well, I've got nothing.
Gwydion, you couldn't manage to touch the altar, could you?
I couldn't manage to identify it. It was preventing me.
I don't remember. So Michael, you said he couldn't touch it, or that he couldn't identify it?
When he tried to identify it, it repelled the magic.
Okay.
It
So
repelled.
the magic.
Yeah.
So I can place my bloody hand on it just fine, and nothing happens.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, in fact, nothing happens.
Wow.
Don't know.
I mean, maybe that other creature knows something about it, perhaps?
Don't want to talk to
By
him.
chance.
Gonna be honest.
Let's avoid that.
It seemed out of our pay grade.
I think a lot of this is out of our pay grade, technically.
Well,
Your pay
Oh,
grade
wait.
is technically
What?
variable.
do we trek back or investigate
the-
another hallway?
Because the symbol we found at that other place was the symbol of Aeroth, right?
Yes.
Maybe that has something to do with the way you activate it.
It's
He was like
sacrificing a living thing.
Well, I don't feel like sacrificing anything.
Yeah, I don't feel like killing anyone today.
Maybe it's fire based. You stole the molten one. You want to shoot
Yeah.
over something fiery?
Maybe the hammer does something with it.
Oh, hit it with the hammer.
Don't hit it. I think hitting it might
Yeah.
not.
Hit it with the hammer.
Just hit it. It's fine.
I don't know.
Nothing
It's
can
like
go
an
wrong.
I will stride up and hit it with the hammer.
Oh, right,
Flames
he's
may
hitting-
blame.
He's hitting it with the hammer.
It's like,
Roll me an
it's like
attack.
it's like an anvil. You just hit it.
10.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Worth a
Nothing
shot.
happens.
So, do we want to investigate the other end of the hallway and hope it takes us somewhere very pleasant?
Maybe
Well,
let's
Maybe
it's
more
hold.
productive than this dead end.
It
Little
may
bit.
hold some clue as to whatever.
Oh,
this
that's
is.
true.
You're weirdly obsessed with this altar.
That is because it is interesting
It's an altar.
to an old dead god.
Are there? Does it look like there's a map or something on the ground, like the last one?
Roll me an investigation check. From what you recall, the last, the one that had the map in it had these grooves along the ground for blood to flow into. There are no such grooves on the floor here, and thus you do not believe that it would yield that sort of effect.
Yeah. There's not even a map here. This is a dead end.
For now. Well, let's go back.
Always.
I suppose so.
So where are we headed?
There's still a whole other hallway.
Yeah, that
Whole other half of this dungeon floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole. Who's there?
There's
Let
a
me tell you,
lot.
brother. It took me a month to make this dungeon. I'm glad you guys are spending a month in it.
Oh, look, a door.
Yes, in fact,
Ah,
there is a door, and there does just over here. It seems that there is a staircase down.
did you say a door made of metal?
Yeah, yes, it's a big old iron door.
Can we take the door?
Why are we always doing this
Oh my God.
shit?
We cannot take the door.
Damn. Okay. God said no. Sorry, guys.
Good.
Which god?
Aeroth.
Our God.
Ah.
Apparently.
We should definitely
Legion
listen.
be angry.
I'm going to eat your cat. I swear to God.
The hell?
You hear that? Do you hear that, idiot?
Pet
Yeah.
her. Love her.
If you don't pet her,
Don't be mean to the cat. She just wants love.
I'm not mean
Give her
to-
love.
if you don't love her,
She wants to go outside, but she can't do that.
well, let me tell you, she can go outside.
Nope.
You just haven't let her yet. You haven't.
Michael, are you really?
She would
Should you
go
really
get
be
her
making that
outside.
joke?
Yes. So what keeps me sane?
You are an idiot.
So what's the plan? There's a staircase. There's a door.
Door.
The door.
Looks like door.
How about door?
Door.
The door, as you go to open it, is locked.
Well, I guess we have to
Stairs.
turn back now.
If only we had a rogue.
Time to go home.
If only we had a
I'll
rogue.
try to. I'll try. Hold on. Can't promise it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
I tried
I'll
my
pick-
hardest,
that'll pick the lock.
but not the trap.
Yeah, you're a bastard.
So entering this little room, there is a small fountain on the other side a fountain full of fresh water, and on either side of the room, you find a sort of half spiral staircase leading up to an upper floor.
No, it's a puzzle.
How's it a puzzle?
How is it a puzzle?
Just wait.
I'm gonna walk up the
Nathan,
stairs.
just because you're paranoid about puzzles doesn't make every other room a puzzle. God.
No, it's definitely a puzzle.
Look at how puzzly it looks.
You're right, it's a puzzle.
I touch every other pillar on the left only.
I touch
But
every
only
other
every-
pillar on the right.
You found
And
the
right
solution.
here, you push in a pressure plate, and the
And
entire
you
room
activate
is
you-
flooding with
you-
lava.
We've activated the puzzle.
No, so really, right around where did you go?
Hell.
We just got shifted way down. I don't know what's happening.
Someone move you.
Why do we have control
Wasn't
over our token?
That's so that you can see.
Yeah.
If you wanted to know.
Yeah, okay.
Right around there, you hear
Uh-oh.
some whispering. Hey, Liliana, do you speak Elvish?
Yes.
Good. You hear a conversation in Elvish coming from further ahead.
I happen
And I
to
will-
understand Elvish right now as well.
What's your passive perception? Oh, you make me a perception check. You're actively trying, aren't you?
Who, me?
I don't know. No, him. Depending on what your passive perception is.
I'll do it. Let's both do it. That was worse than my passive. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, not enough. They're whispering. One, you make out two distinct voices here. How long are we just going to be standing around up here? And what do you suggest? Going back down to their ambush? We can't survive on mushrooms alone until those Longbeards decide to leave. We're going to run out eventually. I'm not suggesting we can, but we need to go about this more cleverly than rushing in. Then we should attempt to get past the trap and see if there's another way down. We've already lost two of us trying. Unless you can suddenly read what's on the walls, I'm afraid our best bet is waiting for the time being. The argument continues, but that's pretty much the most of it.
Wow, we have so many solutions to so many of their problems.
Does anybody
Yes!
know what they're
So,
saying?
yeah.
Imagine coming in from this side.
So listen, they're talking about losing two of their members. They're only eating shrooms, and they're worried about a trap that I figure we already took care of. How do we go about?
Oh joy! Wait, what kind of shrooms? Not those
They
kinds
were
of shrooms.
also they were also looking for help understanding some language they can't read. I bet if we offered our
Right,
help,
yes.
they would ally with us because I
They
can read every
did
language right
mention
now.
that.
I
That
can,
sounds
mention-
like the primordial trap with the directions and different elements.
oh right. If we were to offer our services, since I can read every language right now, they might ally with us, give us some information.
Will at the very least not kill us. Yeah,
At the very least, not try and kill us.
great. Who wants to act as translator? I took the gloves.
Should probably just like knock on the door.
Perhaps we should warn them about
Door's
the
open.
tentacle face
All right, okay.
man
We'll knock on it.
and the Duergar down below.
Oh
Give
god,
them
I look like a
a
goblin.
chance.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think that'd be fair.
And then we can leave if there's an exit.
I'm fine with leaving.
I mean, maybe, but there's also more to explore.
I'm gonna be honest, Lucian.
Be
I
honest.
got what I wanted.
I didn't.
What do you
I want to
want?
know what the fuck that altar does.
I
The
want
altar?
blood sacrifice. dang
I
it.
want
I
blood
want to die
sacrifice!
on the altar. Blood for the blood
Yes.
god, bones for the skull throne.
For the corn throne.
Corn for the corn throne.
I say we sneak up to those elves, and just start talking in Elvish.
I can also
Right.
cast Prestidigitation.
Oh,
What-
that'll
what-
confuse them.
Wait, but why?
Prestidigitation.
Yes,
Why-
it'll make them think those mushrooms they've been eating
Digitatio.
had something else.
I don't. But we could just talk to. We could just talk to them like normal, socially adapted people.
They don't understand common.
I'm pretty sure they understand common.
How do you what?
do you know
Just
that?
a guess, but I'm pretty sure they probably understand common.
I don't
Just
think
because it's called common doesn't mean it's common.
the dwarves didn't understand common.
The goblins understood common.
Well,
The goblins
then
also
it's
from the
50-50, isn't it?
mainland.
I wouldn't call it
The goblins
mainland,
came
but-
from where we were from.
That's true.
I mean, are
These
these dark
guys-
elves? Are they under dark elves? Is
We
that
don't
what
know.
the-
We only
We
You
don't
do
can't
not
them.
know.
Then let's walk out there and find out.
So you know, at least they speak Elvish, and most of you speak Elvish, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Thank
And
God.
I
under-
don't think they would.
I can
We
understand.
also have 2 half elves.
I don't think they would
Oh.
take offense to speaking a language.
One
they
of
don't
them
understand.
looks a little more red than most half elves, and the other one looks a little bit more goblin.
I cast Prestidigitation. I'm back to normal now.
Oh, okay.
I love how that's exactly how that works too.
Interesting.
You literally suggested it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
not
just-
you. You were making fun of Gwydion.
Should we?
Yeah, I
should
was making
we-
fun of Gwydion. I wasn't paying attention to what was happening.
What else is new?
Come on. Yeah, come on.
Should we just like walk over and like knock on the door? I know
As
it's
you guys are
open.
taking some steps ahead. Wait, I hear something. You hear some rustling, and until you see, coming from your left, a group of 6 dark elves aiming all their crossbows at you.
Let's say hi in Elvish.
A moment passes. One of them with more detailed armor, clearly the one in charge, speaks out in Elvish. Wait, hold your fire. And then, in common.
Fuck.
I told you.
Don't give it to him.
Hold on, it could be broken common.
They are
group.
dark elves.
Just
It may not
because
be
they're
fluent.
like what? Because they're black, they don't speak common. Is that what it is?
Beauregard didn't speak common.
So what?
You don't even know if all of them speak common.
That's true. Also, maybe they're
One of them
diplomatic.
speaks common.
Well, you've come quite a long way, haven't you?
Answer in Dwarvish.
now-
Well, then we like less than you know.
Liliana,
One of the other drow
Liliana-
pipes up. One of the other drow pipes up in Elvish. You can't be serious. They're surface dwellers. Driva, enough. We will speak to our friends in their tongue or not at all. Please forgive my friend. We've found ourselves in a spot of trouble, and it's been a rather stressful time for all of us. I am Tamana Abalon. These are my wards. Malagrin, Tarlan, Guldur, Driva, and Ilmnin. And who might you all be?
I am
We are
Lucian.
just-
Oh, Liliana.
We are just explorers, found our way around here. I myself am Liliana. These are my companions. They can introduce themselves. And we're just wondering, what are you all doing here?
Well, getting ourselves into trouble, unfortunately. Here, hold on a sec. I'll give you guys a bit of a better.
Yeah, the better. Better.
Yeah, just a bit of a better.
Better.
One of them, they're betters.
Well, just a bit of it. Not a lot, just a bit.
It's like 40, 20. That's 40, 30. I'm just bad. There we go. This will be much better. Boom. Well, we came here on an expedition from the world below. Traveled months to get to the door that was discovered not too long ago by a band of adventurers. We came, explored a bit, but not too long after, it became clear that a group of Duergar followed us. We fought initially, but we didn't stand a chance, so we retreated up here. Unfortunately, they've taken the opportunity to set up camp with A ballista, of all things, aimed at the staircase.
And why exactly are y'all fighting?
Just look at
They
you like
said
I'm
something
insulted.
about how they found the place. They should be the ones to loot it, or something.
And what are
We-
your thoughts on the matter?
I find the whole thing ridiculous. If they had found the thing, then they should have gone inside and looted it then.
So you're saying life would be easier for y'all if the dwarves were no longer here?
Well, I suppose if you wanted to put it that bluntly, I was... One way or another, we aren't enough by ourselves to take out all of them, and they don't seem to be listening to anything in the way of diplomacy. We mostly just want a way out. We've tried alternate routes, but we sent quite a few of us out on scouting parties, but unfortunately everywhere else we went was either stopped by monsters or traps, or the scouts simply never returned. To put it bluntly, I find that you all came in from that direction to be quite strange.
I mean, we run into creatures and monsters and traps ourselves, yet here we are. We are pretty capable explorers.
It does appear so. You wouldn't have happened to have cleared a path for us, have you?
I just look to everyone. Have we?
There is a fairly safe path you can take to the easternmost island.
As for getting back to the Underdark, that's a different challenge entirely.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that we didn't come from the islands up above.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Here's what's going on. Sure, Q, I suppose this is the part where I tell them, right? About Mr.
Yes,
Tentacle?
we should be forthcoming with everything and make friends.
To be honest, I think that the Duergar aren't really your enemy here. This whole place is a trap where some ancient creature is trying to devour you as food, and he's the one who sealed off the entrance, and he has the means of opening it back up. But you'll have to deal with him.
An ancient creature, you say?
Tentacles where his mouth should be, yes, very old-looking, wrinkled, but probably still quite powerful.
Oh, I see. No. That is unfortunate. I suppose the thanks are in order. So, you mean to tell me the door was shut then?
It's shot, yes.
Give me a moment to speak with my companions, if you wouldn't mind.
Go ahead.
She walks up to one of them, in Elvish. Malagran, any chance that pickaxe is still worth anything? No. Broke the last bit of it off whenever we were clearing out that secret door. Yeah.
There's a secret door.
This is quite unfortunate. We certainly don't have enough manpower to take on this creature by ourselves, let alone deal with a Duergar. You seem rather... well,
We do seem
civilized. Where are you from?
Surface?
Harlem.
A set of islands we call the Esterisles. Several hundred miles to the west.
Yes, we came from a city just below some of those islands.
What are the chances?
Wow.
Awkward.
Do you know of any ways to get to that city from where we're from?
The door. Like we said, we traveled many months to get here.
I don't believe it would be possible to dig a hole down there from the islands.
Well,
And-
no.
and yet there's a
there
hole
are
here.
there are ways to get below your islands and the surface. A lot of natural caves go throughout grottos and the like.
Would you like to return back with us? We have business elsewhere, but you could stay on our ship in the meantime.
Well, if you have space for us, we would. Well, we've made our camp here in this secret room here at the top. We found a chest full of treasure. I will offer to split it with you evenly if you were to assist us. Driva pipes up again in Elvish. Half? If they don't help us, we're not getting out of here at all. We can't stand to lose half the loot. You can feel free to go out and find more on your own.
And Elvish, I say, yes, half would be nice.
I was actually hoping you weren't going to give away that we understood Elvish, or at least some of us did.
I
Hey,
just
I
want to
think-
see where this goes.
If they start speaking Undercommon, I'll hear it too. Fuck them.
I think one of us speaks that.
One of us speaks that?
I speak. I understand
No,
all.
you don't speak it. You hear it.
I comprehend it.
Then half is favorable. Then yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Seems more than worth our time to take you to our vessel and let you stay.
We have to figure out our way back. Ugh.
Thank you all. Well, I would offer you a map of what all we've scouted, but I have a feeling that you've probably had your way with the place by now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I assume that you want to just dock directly above this island.
I
You
don't
said
think so.
that you were from the east?
The West.
The West.
Like, I'm not sure which island this is currently situated on.
Also that.
I believe we have run into a small problem.
We have.
Is that the
Well-
same problem I'm thinking of.
If we want to take them back to our ship, we have to pass by that tentacle boy again.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
I look at you and then
Um,
look at what I'm suspecting is a stairway that goes
That
to
leads to
Durgar.
dwarves.
Yeah.
You don't technically have to go through that direction because you could just completely bypass it. Like, okay. So from here, this is the staircase.
Okay.
So you go down this staircase and into this hallway. And then you go
Good Lord.
down. You get through this staircase, go down here,
Yeah, we
through the
won't even go
element
near 'em.
hallway, down into the big room. The big room where you fought that guy, and then walk your way around the Duergar and not have to go near. Like, the closest
Okay.
you would be is
I-
just
Yeah, I'm at a huge disadvantage because I don't know half of this dungeon, but sure,
Yeah.
that sounds like a plan.
That seems reasonable to save the lives of these 6 fellows, and
I guess the only question left is, do we want to check out that trap hallway that had writing that we could understand?
Sure, I can do that. Also, I know the dwarves were a bit obnoxious. Are we fine with leaving them here?
That's their problem, but they did offer us 20, what was it, 20%? For
for
rid of the
getting
elves.
rid of the elves, for getting the elves out.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of them, so now we're sticking
I'm about
our
to say,
hands in
yeah,
both pies.
we've already completed their contract. Look at that. We just need to get these guys
Oh,
on the boat,
shit.
come back, grab the 20%, leave.
huh? Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Eliana,
we
you're a
could
genius.
offer a warning, but I don't think the dwarves will be as willing to listen as the elves have been.
Well, you know me, I'm fine with pulling one over on some people, especially when they've been so rude to us.
I don't
So,
think we're pulling anything over them. especially if we let them know about Tentacle Man.
Tentacle Man. I think
That's
they
a
want to.
bonus. Maybe we can tell them about the threat for an additional 10%.
I think that's fair. An additional 20%, but also.
I like that even better.
Let's take these people, these fine people, out the way that we can without passing anyone by. Not going to pass by the Mind Tentacle Man. Not
What's
gonna
that
pass by
secret
the
treasure
Dwarf
room
Man.
look like?
Not going to pass by the Fire Eater.
Oh well, here. I don't know why I even bothered doing this, but I could just do this and put you in the room. Looks like that.
Nice. Toilets.
What about the
Like they
mushroom
missed
room?
anything?
Hmm.
Does it look like they missed anything?
Maybe an investigation check
I'll help. I'm
Me
curious.
too.
with advantage. It doesn't look like it.
They found all the things.
At least in this room.
How big is this chest that they're lugging around?
It only takes 2 people to carry it.
Pretty good.
It's gonna be 50% later.
It is.
I'm fine with this plan.
So
Okay,
the plan
where-
is we bring these people back to our ship, and then we go tell the Duergar that we got rid of the Drow, and that Tentacle Man is there. Yeah.
We're gone. But also, the Dwargar clearly wanted us to kill the Drow, so when they ask where'd they go, well,
Just
Away.
be vague.
They went
Be
away.
vague.
They're not.
And we were
gonna
gonna check out the
yeah.
we're gonna check out the trap hallway too, right? Yeah.
The
You've
trap
been to the
hallway
trap
is
hallway.
the thing that we did already.
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
done.
okay.
I thought it was
You did that
primordial
last
trap?
session.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Then I guess we're good.
Okay. You've completely mapped out this part.
Oh, we
Oh,
never
so
went
we-
to the sharp place.
You never went to the sharp place.
We can come
Sharp
back.
path.
Sharp
Sharp
path?
path.
Oh, yeah.
Sharp path.
Oh, and my apprentice. We gotta go pick him up.
Go down through here. Ignore all that.
I couldn't
that part of the
even
dungeon's
read
in
it
progress.
if I wanted to.
Okay.
Can you? I don't know if I'm just doing this for me or if I'm doing it for you. It's fun to walk through my dungeon.
I think you're doing it for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
wow, roll 20.
Yeah, you all left. I don't know why you would do that.
Huh.
I
I'm still here.
recommend coming back. Well, let me
You
tell
guys
you,
can-
brother.
You
You
guys
are
come to me.
not still here.
Did everybody?
I
just
think you
disappear?
are a liar.
Everybody disappeared. Woo.
Yeah, I'm waiting for everything to catch up. Looks like everything froze that time.
Oh, wow, I'm like in a different game now. That's interesting.
Just refreshing.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm playing Pathfinder.
What do you think I've been?
Oh, hey, I'm back in Avarice now.
Weird.
How did you enter Avarice?
How did you guys
I
get
don't
the
know.
interception? Get out. Get out of my campaign.
What?
That's super weird.
I went back to Avarice.
I went to my home game. What?
I'm still in this one. It's just saying my connection has been.
Excuse
interrupted.
me?
we're doing the wild magic one shot now.
Yeah,
Uh,
apparently. On top of 8 other things. We're all doing a different campaign.
There we go.
What's,
I'm in the
what's
right
your
game.
guys' name in that one shot?
Hector.
I'm sorry, Matthew, but if I tried to say that name, I would summon a demon.
That's the point.
Yeah, last time I tried to say it, all my furniture started floating. What the fuck, man?
It's what roll
Don't
20
warn
gave you.
someone before you start speaking deep speech.
Cool. So, does our plan succeed? We bring the drow back to the ship.
Yeah. So at first they're a little. You take them back into the room that they entered from. They see the door is shut. It seems that your way of exit was the same as ours, and it is shut.
Oh, wait. What?
Is he pointing to the giant stone door?
Yeah, they're pointing to the giant stone door.
Oh,
It does
that.
not seem that they know about the paintings.
Oh, no, not that. This. I just walked through the painting.
Oh, I see.
Yes, there are several of these around the dungeon.
Oh, I suppose that does make it very easy to travel from place to place, doesn't it?
Yep.
Takes me 8 trips to send you guys to the island. All right, yeah. So you take them to the ship. You get there probably around sunset by this
Perfect.
point. You get them on the dinghy, I suppose, and I guess you can probably transfer them over.
Yeah, we transfer over.
and
We
just
take like a
come
long
back.
rest. We're not in a big
Yeah.
hurry.
It's all good.
Okay. This is day 4 out of your supplies.
Sure, we have like 5 months worth of supplies.
2 months worth of supplies.
We've got a
but
lot.
Let's go to the Dwergar now.
The next
Right,
morning.
right.
Oh, the next morning? Okay.
Yeah.
Just like, Dakar, these are new friends. We're bringing them back to the Esterisles with us so they can go home. Treat them
alright.
well. Treat them well.
Of course. We certainly have the rations for them. Don't suppose. It ain't really common you guys bring friends out from a dungeon.
Trust me, neither do we.
Trust me, we won't be staying too long. I mean no offense. I got work to do. Beds are down below. Feel free to mi casa es su casa.
Oh, is that
what
Chantal?
language is that?
Quiddian, you understand the language.
Oh,
That is draconic.
I understand it too.
Yeah, you know what? Fine.
That's draconic.
That was draconic.
Un momento, por favor. Wait, that's Italian. Never mind. Wait, that's basically draconic, but 2.0.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
I want to get my treasure from the Zhao, and I want to rip off the Dwergar.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes. So, treasure from the drow. The chest contains some
gun.
gold and some magic items.
Oh my god!
So
A
here's the
gun.
deal.
A gun. It has.
70 gold pieces are yours.
Each or total?
Or total.
Total.
That's 11.
Just yeah.
2 of us have
11.
The rest.
There are 3 magic items. One is a finely crafted rapier with inlaid crystals along its hilt.
Ooh.
Another is a pair of boots with metal linings on the bottom. Oh, there are only 2 magic items, and that third thing was the description of one of the magic items. Oops.
I'll identify the boots right now.
They're a set of boots of the marshlands. They do require attunement, but when you're attuned, you have resistance to acid damage. You ignore difficult terrain created by mud or sludge, and your feet will never feel wet or moist within the boots. Even if water enters the boots, your feet will remain dry within them.
How situational.
Right. God, this would
Where
have
is
been
this?
this would have been handy if
Sounds
it,
quite practical.
Can you
Yeah.
identify the rapier?
Not at the moment.
Yes,
That
I
was-
can. I
that was
identify
my-
the rapier.
That was my one.
That's a +1 rapier, brother.
nice.
Anybody opposed to me taking the rapier?
No?
You and Leora are the ones who use rapiers, so fight amongst yourselves.
I haven't heard from Nathan.
Here if I now that I think about it.
I'm here.
Welcome
Alright,
back.
so yeah, you and Liliana have to fight to the death now. I
Uh,
don't make the rules. Sorry.
you want to rejoin the game?
I've been here the whole time. What are you talking about?
Refresh.
You're not here in my game.
Yeah, I don't see you either.
We all got
Where-
split up.
I left and rejoined.
Oh,
So
I'm
I
like-
don't
I'm-
see you.
I see all of your guys' icons.
oh, I'll
I don't
refresh.
I do not see you.
Why don't I see you?
Man, ghosts. Am Am I right, Phil? I still don't see
Yeah, there you
it.
are.
Oh, there. Okay.
Oh, he was
Okay.
hiding.
So now I just don't see Dennis. Never mind.
Yeah. You know.
Dennis doesn't exist.
Okay, that was odd. So a +1 rapier or a set of boots of the marshlands.
Or?
One or the other.
Oh.
It's one or the other.
Rapier.
You get half.
Why are we even questioning the what? We're rapier. We're gonna
We'll get the rapier. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of.
Michael laughs internally,
Next.
knowing.
Next time your socks get wet, you're gonna be wishing you had a set of boots of the marshlands.
I kind of want dry feet.
I mean, I personally am not worried. I'm
You're
a
gonna get
water
athlete's
man.
foot or worse.
I don't wear socks,
Gross.
so I don't wear socks.
Even worse.
Even worse, I'm a man of the water. I like water.
Yeah, water doesn't like your feet. It's the problem.
Water is just fine with my feet. Thank you very much. What are you trying to say?
In any case, there are 2 potions.
Okay.
One is a potion which is mostly clear, but by which I mean the red within it is just a tiny bead that expands through the whole of it before shrinking back down again. The other one is a red potion that glimmers in the light.
Interesting.
Can't identify those right now. Lambert could try.
I can certainly try. Give me a moment.
He knows.
I know potions.
You know a thing or two about potions.
I know a
Yeah,
lot
he
about
does.
potions.
Yeah. One of them is a relatively common potion of growth,
Interesting.
and the other is what looks to be a greater healing potion.
That one.
That one.
I don't know.
Since I don't seem to... I swear we freaking got healing potions before we went on this little adventure this time. We apparently didn't. This helps a lot.
I mean, a potion of growth is cool too, but I'll just buy those myself.
Kind of want to be large size, you know?
Yeah.
So we got the
You
rapier.
just want to be big.
As
I
for
want to
who-
be big.
As for who the rapier goes to, that's not my fight. As for we got the healing potion, I guess, because that's just better than a potion of growth in every way.
So
Yeah.
Leora and Liliana fight to the death.
Do physical attacks, so
Ooh,
So
cat fight.
just Liliana fight to the death.
Okay.
Awesome. I'll slap myself and take the rapier.
Okay.
She wins.
All right. Rapier +1. It is yours, friend. Now you guys, yeah. Do you want to do a long rest?
Yeah, long rest on the boat. So we leave in the morning instead of at dark.
Literally just to go and tell the Durga, we got rid of the elves. Have fun traipsing the floor. By the way, there may or may not be a mind flayer. Have fun.
That night, an astronomical event.
Oh.
That's relatively common. One of the moons is a waning crescent, and the other is a waxing crescent. So they mirror each other, and I think that's neat.
Oh.
Cool.
That's pretty. I like that.
Sweet.
Ateo O'Era is up early the next morning, and he's already made a bookshelf for all of Gwydion's books.
That seems about right.
You guys are woken up with like hammers and sawing and loud fucking construction noises.
Where'd you get
The ship? The
One-
ship has wood.
Just one more hour.
There's a hole in the ship.
Suddenly, water begins spraying from.
No, you'd have like extra boards lying around on a ship, right?
That's true.
Come on.
It's a metal
Yeah, because we need a carpenter to repair
metal
the ship.
bookshelf.
And then the ship gets a leak in it, and we're like, we need to fix this. And
Well,
Hugh comes
goodbye,
out with his fucking
bookshelf.
bookshelf. Like, I
I
can
got this.
Just plug it up with metal.
Anyway,
It's
raise the
heavier
ship
on
with
one
metal.
side than the other.
we're about due for a break, I think. You want to take the break now before we tackle Durgar?
Yeah, that does seem
hey,
to
look
be
at
a
that.
good idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, food time.
Break time.
Yay.
Reconvene eventually.
Yay! Anyway, guys, like said, we're going to take a quick break. And as usual with the Esterisle group, this video is going to be cut here. I don't know why my computer's beeping at me. What the hell? Weird. But yeah, I'm going to cut the video here. That said, the moment you guys finish this, you should already see part 2 already up if you want to continue to see just what happens. How's it fare with the Duragar? Do the Dark Elves steal our ship and hightail off? Are we forever boned on the Obsidian Isles, having to rely on the fact we have to go into the Underdark and be supported by everything down there that's all fun and games for hundreds and hundreds of miles till we get back to the Esterisle? Oh dear sweet Lord, that's a horrifying idea. Anyway. But as usual, thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. If you all did enjoy, a great way to show support, as always, is by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and of course sharing it with your friends. And again, just staying tuned, watching part 2. It's fun, I promise. Again, thank you all for watching, though. And as usual, cheers to those that love us, the losers that lost us, and as always, the lucky sons of bitches that get to meet us. And we will catch you all in the next video. Which, for the third time I'm saying it now, is just, it's the second part of this. Tune in for the second part. Come back to us! We love you.